When it comes to building fast sports cars, there are generally two schools of thought. There's the pamper route, where you sacrifice a few cattle for the most luxurious of interiors, install a cinema-spec surround sound system and every gadget and driver aid known to man. Basically, you create an executive jet for the road. The only trouble is you end up with a car that weighs just as much. Take the Mercedes SL63 AMG. It oozes luxury, but is only a driver and some luggage short of 2 tons. So, to give it the performance it deserves, Merc installed a thumping 5.5-litre V8. But there is another way to go fast: the pauper route. This is the Alfa Romeo 4C. It costs £45,000. It's beautiful. And it's quick. 0 to 62 comes up in 4.5 seconds, and left alone it'll reach 160. And yet the motor that powers it is a modest 4-cylinder turbo, providing an equally modest 240 horsepower. The Alfa's secret? Weight, or rather lack of it. Because every effort has been made to make the car as light as possible. The central carbon fibre tub weighs just 65 kilograms. Then there are the body panels, which are made of a composite material that's 20% lighter than steel. Lighter, in fact, than aluminium. And the engine's been on a diet too. It is 22 kilograms lighter than the donor motor. That's the equivalent weight of a child. The glass is 15% thinner as well. The result is a car that weighs just 925 kilograms, and lightness means less inertia. So this car should go round bends well. I like going round bends well. Let's see how we get on. I'm staggered at how much grip this car has got, particularly on a wet and very winding and slippery Welsh road. That's partly because the car is so wide though. It just sort of plants itself down on the ground. The Alfa delivers its biggest punch when it comes to power to weight, with an awe-inspiring 256 brake horsepower per tonne. That is mightily impressive. Oh, the turbo definitely kicks you in the back and says, "Hello, I'm here." Make no mistake, the 4C demands your constant and undivided attention. There's no power steering, and it is so in tune with what's going on the tarmac that you can tell what sex of roadkill you've just run over. I am having a mental workout. All my sensors in my head are just alive and jumping. And if my eyes weren't on stalks before, they most certainly are now. You cannot take your eyes off the road for 1 second. It's just as well there's not a manual gearbox, because I haven't got the time to take my left hand off the wheel. There is no point even turning the stereo on, because the engine bombards your ears. It's either whistling or sucking or doing something. There is a racing pack that you can buy for this car, which costs about £3,500. Don't bother. Save your money for some ear defenders and a chiropractor. And just in case you're some kind of masochist, the 4C comes with a more extreme driver setting. Hold this button down for 8 full seconds and race mode pops up, which turns off the electronic driving aids that have been helping to keep me on the road. Shall we give it a go? Yep, there goes the rear. This is not a car that you're going to pop to the shops in. This car will drag you down to your nearest, fastest road and demand a good thrashing. I feel I've been on like a manic cycle in a tumble dryer. I've only been in the car 20 minutes. And that, perhaps, is the Alfa's biggest problem. It wears you out. Like a hyperactive child, it's noisy, constantly demanding, and it won't let you relax for a millisecond. So for most people, their preferred choice will be rivals like the Porsche Cayman. It's more refined and cheaper. But for a few, the 4C will be the most perfect toy they have ever dreamed of.